107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B.
Quakes House, WBLS. And right now it's an honor and a privilege to have one of the pioneers in the civil rights movement in the house today, the founder and president of the Rainbow Push Coalition, my favorite, my man, Mr. Rev.Jesse Jackson. How you doing, sir?
Ooh-wee. Well, you know, I thank you for giving us the platform to convey the message, because our work is not over. Today we are free but not equal. I saw many people in New York last week watch the Super Bowl game and judge who's going to be the best ad on the. We've had one black ad by black agents in 48 years, one in 48 years. And what does it mean when we look at the teams on the field? And I raised the civil rights movement and made the Super Bowl possible. What are you talking about? If we had not pulled on the wall, you couldn't have had the Dallas Cowboys and the Atlanta Hawks behind the cotton curtain. You couldn't have had the Alabama LSU game behind the cotton. The whole South athletic industry, all those stadiums, because we pulled on the cotton curtain. What does it mean to us when you look at the 20,000 auto dealerships on the 200 of black? Look at companies like Google and eBay and Amazon and Gannett and Yahoo, not one black on the board. So we have work to do, and that's why the conference this week, the Tuesday through Thursday, but focus on getting our share of wealth and revenue.
So where do you see the decline coming from? What does it stem from? Because my sister and I, who's 27 right now, is just talking to me about how she thinks we're going backwards. As a 27-year-old, she's saying this. Where is the decline coming from?
Well, lack of the government enforcing its policies. That's where it's coming from. If the government enforced its own affirmative action policies, Maxine Waters has a law on the book where every agency should be under the obligation of oversight on goals, objectives, on equity. The government should enforce affirmative action laws and equal employment opportunity and contract compliance. It suspended those rules in the big bailout. I mean, the banks went down and we bailed the banks out, not linked to lending the reinvestment. We lost several million households, and the targets were blacks and browns on the targeting. And for many people, their wealth was their home. They lost their home, they lost their wealth, and went into poverty. And as homes are closing, jobs are leaving. That combination is what put us in this crossfire. And there's been no commitment for a revival, a war on poverty, to rebuild houses and hospitals and clinics and small businesses, and that we need that to make it back. So like government-owned slavery, government had to end it. Government-owned segregation had it ended. So government has to intervene to make up for its mess.
For the average African-American or just the person, what could we do personally? What can we do to help with the summit, the economic injustice?
We've unleashed the campaign millionmember.rainbowpush.org for just $35. You can join the Million Member Club. A million members have the power to leverage our dollars, and we want to boycott Montgomery with consumer power. If you look at Yahoo, look at eBay and these companies that we support, and they don't treat us right, we have the power then to fight back. About a month ago, Verizon did a $60 billion debt offering. We're all using the Verizon product. Right. $300 million in fees. Not one black, not one Latino, not one woman got a dime. That's serious money.
Right.
There's not one black Coca-Cola franchise in America. Only one Pepsi franchise in America. So first we have to do basic research to know really what's happening.
Exactly, because a lot of us are clueless to some of those statistics, some of the stuff that you've been, giving and sharing with us. And we have no idea.
You would not read that in a day. That's why I want you to follow me on Twitter at Rev.J Jackson, so we can begin to use that new medium to educate people at Rev.J Jackson.
At Rev.J Jackson.
At Rev.J Jackson, or you can go be my friend on Reverend Jesse L. Jackson Sr. Facebook. Begin to communicate in a more direct way. Okay. Because part of what we do is we target. We look at, you say if Verizon will not respect us, we'll end one-way trade. If Yahoo will not respect us, we have the power to end one-way trade. But we're giants who feel like grasshoppers. We have the power, or we don't feel we have that power. That's why when I said that the civil rights movement made the Super Bowl possible, people say, are you crazy? What I'm crazy is that Michael Jordan couldn't have gone to UNC. We won the battle. Right. What I'm trying to say is that we could not have won the right to play in the schools down south unless we battle. And so after the fight comes a celebration. Sometimes we celebrate before the fight is over.
So you said we are spending, African Americans, minorities, over $1 trillion, consumers, over $1 trillion?
Over $1 trillion, and we're not leveraging. We're consuming it, we're not saving it, we're not leveraging it. And on the other hand, well, our treating is a big deal. You know, $21 trillion in offshore tax avoidance. Rich folks are not paying taxes, $21 trillion offshore.
But let us try that. Let us try that.
Yeah, I mean, try not paying tax for your car or something.
I know that's right,
and you're
Rev.
busted. Well, again, we have 3 days of education and mobilization. We're going to target some companies that don't have blacks on boards, some companies that we buy from don't buy from us. We want to end one-way trade.
Okay.
And I want to begin to use our dollar as we use our vote.
You are in Quake House, and this is an honor. And anytime I have a guest in Quake House, I ask them, what song would you like being played in the house? What song that you love that we can play? What?
Stevie Wonder, Isn't She Lovely?
Oh.
Couldn't even get it out. He already said it.
And most people do not know what that song's about because it's so rhythmic and so melodious. They're associated with a love song. In fact, Stevie's baby's been born. And he's watching the birth of his baby. You hear the water break. And what reminds me of the song, makes me think about it, is that when our last son, Yusuf, was like 5, and he had been the baby for 5 years. And Jack was pregnant with little Jackie. We didn't quite know how to break the news to him that he would no longer be the baby. How do you kind of really explain that phenomenon? He had listened to the record. He came to explaining how his new sister was coming. I mean, this is Stevie Wonder. And then the mama going into the room, and then the water going to break, and the baby going to cry. That song is heavy. It's melodic and it's rhythmic. Isn't She Lovely is about a child coming into the world.
Please put your hands together and give a round welcome for my man, Mr. Rev.Jesse Jackson.
And go to the stacks and get my record and play it, please.
Rev.Jesse Jackson in Quakes House, WBLS.